Hey everyone, it is Friday, January 14th. The time right now is 6:21 p.m. and the temperatures are rather cold, minus 12 degrees Celsius. And with the wind chill, it is more like minus 20. And I'm here at the Barbara Ann Scott Ice Trail at College Park. And there's a look up at Aura, which is for the time being the tallest residential condo in the city. And in this one, I'll head on north up to College Street, and then I will walk west over to University Avenue, and from there I'll head south down the entire length of University Avenue to Front Street and pop into Union Station. And College Station is just over there. And I think there's a cooling element underneath this ice surface. It's obviously not needed on a day like this, but when it does get to above zero, it will be needed. And this is actually take two of this one of sorts. I came out last night and recorded a night walk, but unfortunately there was some friction between my backpack strap and my jacket, and it resulted in a rather loud, loud swoosh noise that was persisting throughout the entire video, and I tried to eliminate it via software. And there's a look up at the moon. And I was able to make it much better, but unfortunately that kind of removed certain frequencies and it made my voice and a lot of the traffic sound weird. And tonight I've got a live stream. I was originally going to do it at 8 p.m., but I scheduled it for 8:30 as I decided to come out and capture a new night walk, as I won't get another chance to do that tomorrow night. I might actually be out of town tomorrow, and I'll try to record a video from where I end up. But that'll be in the afternoon, and that'll probably appear on the channel either Sunday or Monday. And this here is Bay Street. And what I think I'll do on this one is there's some new lighting elements that they've installed on the medium at University Avenue. Oop. And there's a look south down Bay Street. And I think I'll head down that median and check out those new lighting elements. Here's College. And now it's west on the south side of College. And there's a look back towards Yonge Street. And this old building here is home to the Canadian Blood Services. Although it's not particularly well lit, so it's hard to get a great view of it. And the next major intersection will be University Avenue. And there we'll find Queen's Park Station. And just to the north will be the Queen's Park Legislative Assembly. That's the Canadian equivalent of the U.S. Capitol building. And here's the Mars complex on the left. I think that building houses a lot of tech startups and that sort of thing. I think it's kind of an incubator of young tech talent. I'm not really sure. I've looked it up and I've clearly forgotten. It might just be that my cranium has started to freeze. There's a 506 Carlton streetcar, and that'll be making its way to the High Park Loop. So there are entrances to the TTC station at all four corners of this intersection. And to the left is University Avenue, to the right, Queen's Park. And then north of Bloor Street, Queen's Park becomes Avenue Road. And there's a look north at the Provincial Legislative Assembly building. And now it's south down University Avenue. And this part of University is known as Hospital Row. There's 4 major hospitals here. The Toronto General, Sick Kids, Princess Margaret, and Mount Sinai. I don't see any traffic coming. We'll take another look to the north. So at some point, not too long ago, they recently installed these lighting elements here down the median of University Avenue. They've also recently added bike lanes, so they've been transforming this street. I think these are pretty neat. Don't really know the story behind them. And you got to be careful to make sure there's no turning vehicles here. And coming up just south of Dundas is one of my favorite views of the CN Tower. Or rather, it's one of the better walks in the city you can make with the CN Tower off in the distance. But you do need to be on the east side of University for that. And here is Gerrard Street West. And I think these lights only continue for another block or so to the south. I just want to make sure there's no left turning cars here. There we go. So as nice as this is, there's not much in the way of connection, so you could continually walk down it without being extra cautious as you cross the street. I wouldn't recommend doing what I just did. There's Sick Kids Hospital. And a neat look at the moon. And here's Elm Street, so I'll hop back over to the east side of University Avenue here. Kind of fiddling around with something in my pocket there. I had my keys in my back pocket and they sort of rearranged themselves so they were jabbing into my leg. It's not a fun feeling. I have actually just resorted to carrying my keys in my hand now. I'm wearing gloves and it's kind of hard. These pants only have the one pocket in the back. Normally what I do is I tuck them inside my wallet. And that prevents them from jingling around and making a noise you can hear in the video. And coming up is Dundas Street, and here's where you'll find St. Patrick's Station, named after a church called St. Patrick, which is just to the west of here. And you could turn right on Dundas and head past the Art Gallery of Ontario, and it'll take you through Chinatown. And to the left, it'll take you through where Chinatown used to be, and that's an area that's now known as Little Tokyo. And it'll lead you straight to the heart of the madness at Yonge and Dundas. There's the CN Tower coming into view. And Dundas Square is off in the distance there. I've had some requests recently for some more night videos. So I'll try to up the frequency on these a bit. And just across the street is the US consulate. Not the embassy, that would be in Ottawa. It's that building in the center of the screen. So technically that's US soil. And there is the Canada Life building, although I guess it's now the Canada Ally building. They've got some letters to fix there. And just in on the left is Nathan Phillips Square and City Hall. And in that direction over there is the financial district. And straight ahead is Queen Street West. And that's where we will find Osgood Station. I love that view of the CN Tower. I don't know if this camera is doing it justice. I'd say probably the best walk at night you could make towards the tower when it's all lit up would be walking east along Fort York Boulevard on the south side. I did that in a live stream I did on Tuesday. There's so many tall towers and skyscrapers popping up. It's getting harder and harder to see the CN Tower from different vantage points. And here is Queen Street West. And there's the Four Seasons Center for the Performing Arts. That's where you'll find the city's Opera Hall, built on a bit of a shoestring budget. It does sit on top subway tracks. And I think it's built on rubber bushings to insulate it from the vibrations from the subway. And even though it's such a bitterly cold night, I've fortunately not seen too many people out on the streets. So hopefully everyone has found a warm place to stay tonight. There's a look up at the Shangri-La. And right next to it is Momofuku. Let's make it across Richmond Street. There's a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. I can't imagine they'd be open, given the current restrictions prohibit indoor dining. And I don't think the market for delivery high-end steak is really all there. And coming up is Adelaide Street West. So we'll check out one of my favorite skyscraper canyons in the city. That's the view to the left. And on the left is the financial district. On the right is the entertainment district. Although there's not a whole lot of that going on tonight. And according to that sign, it is minus 13 degrees Celsius. 9 degrees Fahrenheit is that? And it's 6:42 p.m. So University ends to the south at Front Street. And that's where I'll find Union Station, which I'll pop into. And head back north. There's an impatient driver. And then I'll set up for my live stream later tonight. I was out live streaming around the city last night when it was cold quite frequently. I haven't done so much of that this year. Although I was out on Tuesday and that was probably the coldest I've ever streamed in. And this is King Street West. And here we'll find St. Andrew Station. So tonight I started right by College Station and then I walked over to Queen's Park and south past St. Patrick and then Osgood and now St. Andrew. There's looking towards the heart of the entertainment district. And I feel like I'm making good time on this. Who would have thought when it's freezing cold you move a little faster? You also would have thought when the roads are this bare there'd be so many impatient drivers and honking. The Cleaning Lady, new series Mondays on CTV. I watched The Flight Attendant last year. I don't know why that reminded me of The Flight Attendant, but it did. And this is Wellington Street West, and across the street is a place called Beer Town. And I think they moved in during the pandemic. They probably were banking on things pretty much being back to normal by now. has given its close proximity to the financial district, which is literally across the street. That type of place tends to do quite well with the after-work crowd. There's a large bar similar to it called Craft, just on the east side of the financial district on Yonge Street. And obviously they're closed. And here comes the end of University Avenue. And we're arriving at Front Street West. Continuing, it turns into York Street, and that heads down to Lake Ontario. And that straight ahead is Union Station. That's where I'm heading, or at least the subway portion. And there's the Royal York Hotel. And so often I end these walks when I come this way on the south side of Front Street, and I pop in Union Station there, but I think tonight I'll head into Union on the north side. There's the Royal York on the left. I've never actually stayed there. And normally I burn my Aeroplan points on hotels when I travel, but I haven't really done that in a few years, other than one trip to New York City. Maybe I'll cash some points in and stay at a Toronto hotel. And for this time on a Friday, or any weekday actually, this is eerily quiet. Normally the street here would be lined with cabs and people coming and going from Union Station, which is the primary transportation hub in the city. All the commuter rail trains feed into it. So you could catch a GO train, a GO bus, and now a number of other buses over at the bus terminal, which has popped into the CIBC Square towers over there at the base. You could also take a streetcar or a subway, and even the Airport Express, or a Via train, and head on over to Ottawa or Montreal. All right, I think it's time to put my mask on. And this here is unmarked, but you can take it down into the station. It's hard to put this kind of mask on with gloves on, but I think I got it. Should be all transit compliant, so let's head on in. I'll pay my fare, or rather tap my transit pass because it's already paid for, and head down to the Yonge Street Line 1 platform, as both subway platforms here are northbound. Slide the gloves off. And it sounds like I might have just missed a train. Hopefully it's the other one. Yeah, it was on the other side. And here's where you could catch the streetcar to the right. And on that note, I hope you enjoyed this walk starting at College Park, heading along College Street over to University Avenue, and then south all the way down to here at Union Station on Front Street West. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support the channel, there's links to Patreon and YouTube channel membership. And I have an Instagram account, as well as merch at strideswag.com.
Line 1, Fort Finch. Please stand clear of the doors.
All right. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.